This is how you add images and icons and spans and hover link colors all inside your version 4 atomic heading, your paragraph, and your buttons. This is not difficult to do, but I want to just remind you of what the problems were and why I went about creating this. So over here, we got a H4 heading. Now, you don't have the ability to add in spanned classes. You can, if you want, go and click on a phrase, a word, or a letter and apply bold, italic, underline, and you can go and drop in a link as well. But you can't set individual colors. Now you can with some CSS and a bit of clever thinking, and I did a video on that. However, it was a bit fiddly for people. The same goes with the paragraph. You can go and add it in. Well, you can't drop HTML into here. That's the kind of slight issue with atomic elements, and it isn't really an issue. It's something about respecting what atomic elements do. It's the root element. What we've always been used to working with are kind of components, but we don't call it that. Like a version 3 button is actually a component, but we just call it a button. So when we get to a version 4 button and we don't have the ability to drop in an icon, we see it as a problem. Again, I've covered this in videos on how you create a component, button, icon, stitch it together. But the fundamental problem was that whether you're on the heading, the paragraph, or the button, you couldn't drop HTML into there like you could do in the version 3. So if you wanted to do like a highlighted gradient or just insert icons and images and different links and different hover colors, it was quite fiddly to do. But the solution I'm going to give you is going to sort this out. Again, as a reminder, H3, even though this looks the same and you don't have all the features that you have in the version 3 text editor, you could, if you want, inside of here, drop in HTML. So if you wanted to have HTML including the classes as well, the CSS styling. So the solution I'm going to give you, okay, I keep saying this, is going to work for your version 4 heading, your version 4 paragraph, your version 4 button, but it also gives it to you inside of your version 3 heading as well. I've just said the version 3 heading you can drop in HTML. Why am I bothering to touch the version 3 heading as well? And these are not duplicate widgets. The code I give you assigns it to your existing widget, so you don't have a standard version 3 heading and then you have another duplicated version. No, this is the same one. The reason why I'm giving it to you is because you already get all this in the text editor. So wouldn't it be nice to have some of it? You're not going to get everything, right? But you're going to get some of it in your version 3 as well. So here's what you do. You go and add in this code snippet. What you're going to do is click the link in the video description, and then you're going to download the file and you're going to unzip it, and it will give you a JSON file. Then you want to go to the code snippets plugin that you can get for free from the WordPress repository. You want to go to import. You want to drop your JSON in here, and then it will say, do you want to import? You go yes. When you've imported it, you come over and then you'll see your snippet. It won't be activated. You go and edit it, give it a title, and then go and save and activate, and that's it. My recommendation is you have a backup or a staging site, test it out. This will work on brand new and existing websites. You're not going to lose anything, but I always recommend you take a backup before you use anyone's code snippet or any other form of AI. So let me just reload my page. Can you see now we've got these extra icons? We've got it in the paragraph. We've even got it in the button. And when we go to the H3 heading, it's there, but it's not in the H3 text editor because there was no need to overcomplicate it. So here I've got this is a title. I can, if I want, click my words and make some of them bold. Now what it does is insert HTML. And here's the thing I really need you to get to understand. You could completely ignore everything I've given you here and just drop in HTML now, and it's going to work for you. That's what I've given you now with your version 4 heading, your version 4 paragraph, and your version 4 button, and your version 3 heading as well. Now I've gone and expanded on my title because after where it says Imran Siddiq, I'm going to drop in an icon. And you can do this anywhere, whether it's a button, a paragraph, it can be inside a word, after a word, before a word, wherever you want to do it. I'm going to just do it at the end, and I'm going to click icon, and then you get a pop-up box. And what you now need to do is go and insert the URL of your icon. It could be from anywhere, basically. It could even be on a Google Drive. Now, by the time this video comes out, if I have gone and added in a select media button, then you can just select it from your media library. But I'm going to go over, I'm going to pick this icon, I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to drop that in. And then I'm going to click OK, and then you get a load of CSS. Now, this is the bit that might scare people, but I think if you really want to understand how to build, whether you're all just using AI or whatever, that's okay, but it's really good to understand. So this is saying it's going to be a contain, it's going to align it into the middle, And the height of this is going to be auto, but the width will be 200. So that now is going to basically set my icon up. So if I go and hit OK, you can also add in some alt text as well, which isn't a bad idea. That is now you do see a flash, but that's only when you're editing, okay? There's my icon. But can you see down here, there's my width. So if I go and change that to now be 100, you can now it's smaller and it's aligned in the middle. So you got full on control over what you want to do. And if you now want to modify it, because maybe you want to add in a different SVG fill color, well, as long as you understand how to do CSS, and if you don't, just copy that, stick it into AI and go, I want to make that icon be a different color, whatever. It will add it for you. Now I'm going to go to where I've got my name. It said this is a title by Imran Siddiq. Right before where it says Imran Siddiq, I'm going to go and click image. And I'm going to add in this particular image, which is a really ridiculous image. I'm going to drop in my URL, and then it allows me now to go and set my width, my height, my border radii, object fit. So is it going to be a cover, contain, whatever? What is your position, center? I'm going to leave it as an 8080 for now and go and click OK. Again, you can go and do your alt image description. This is something that gets overlooked so much when people create stuff like this. They forget to go and give you that facility to do that. And there we go. We got my image. If I don't like it, I mean, I could go and say, right, this is going to be 50 width. You can see what it's doing. And by the way, if you want to add in a clamp formula, you can do. So if it now resizes on different responsive viewports, different devices, it will do that. Make it fluid. But here's the other really cool bit. You know how I made this be strong over there? I'm now going to go in. I need to stress this out, okay? Let me now go over to where I've got Siddiq over. So can you see where I've got the word Siddiq and I've highlighted it now? I'm going to go and add in span. And it now says to me, what do you want to add in? I'm going to say do font color red. This is a bit of a stupid one because I'm on a green background. But look at this. It will then say, well, it asks you if you want to add in any additional CSS. I'm going to say no, there's no need. And can you see that it's gone red? Now, where did that red come from? If I go over to my design manager and I go to classes, can you see here I've created a class called font color red. Now, I want you to watch something. Nowhere on here do I have a class for blue. Can you see the word blue anywhere? Other than BG color blue, I don't have a class for blue, correct? So if you want to use existing classes, you can. But the reason I'm saying the blue is, watch this. I'm now going to go over to where I've got Imran over there. And I've now highlighted Imran. I'm now going to click span. And I'm now going to just type in blue. And watch this. Again, if you want to add in additional CSS, you can. It's gone blue. So where did the blue come from? If I go over to my site settings, down here in my version 3 site settings, look at that, blue. So I can use version 3 classes that I've got in CSS or a version 4 class as well, and I can add them in. So the really good thing about that is when you do that and then suddenly you go and change your color now, like you go, oh, my accent color's changed and I had a class for that. You just change it once and it will feed throughout your website. But that's not all. I want to go back over to this bit. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Starts to get a bit messy, doesn't it, when you start looking at everything like that? But that's only if you intentionally go and add in icons, images, and you can do this inside of buttons. In fact, when you do it in the button, it's even better because it will ask you if you want to do space between. It literally says to you, do you want to have left aligned or space between or, all of that? And then you type it in and it makes it space between for you. But even though this starts to look convoluted, it is still the easiest way to implement this. And if you understand coding, you're fine. And if you don't, you just copy that, paste it into Angie, paste it into ChatGPT, wherever you want, and refine it. So this particular that I've got at the front, I'm now going to make this be a link. And we're going to say google.com. And here's the difference compared to what you would have had with the other version 4 where you highlighted it and you popped in a link. It now says, do you want an optional color? But it must be a hex code. I'm going to go with FFB900 and then I click OK. If I now highlight, it highlights. Now I do want to point out that if you do this on the version 3 heading, you won't actually see it in edit. But when you go to preview and live, it will be there. I'm just going to copy everything I've done here. And I'm now going to go to this version 4 paragraph. And rather than do it all from scratch again, I'm just going to paste it in. Ba-boom. Why is the text size gone down? Because I haven't set my text size or anything. In your styling, you would have gone and done that. But in fact, let me make another important point. Okay, really, really important. All right, I've gone and set the colors for these. I'm going to stay on my paragraph. If I go over to style for this paragraph, okay, and remember, I've only colored the link when it is a link, but I've also got my Imran Siddiq named, and I'm going to go and pick font color white. Can you see everything's gone white? Obviously, except the icon, because that's an icon. You have to do SVG color or fill or whatever it is. You'll work it out, and I've done videos on that. Imran Siddiq, they stay that color, but if you've gone and added it in, and you now overwrite it with a span, it works absolutely fine. And look, when you hover over it, you still get the color change. But if I was to go over to this button, and this is a bit of a stupid example to really do, but look, if I go to this version 3 heading and I drop it in and it goes and applies it. I haven't set the color, by the way, for that particular text or the link inside of your site settings. So you might want to go and do that. Or again, you can do it with a bit of CSS. I mean, look, remember, this is your HTML CSS block that you're now getting. There are many, many ways you can do this. But I felt the simplest way to implement it was to just give you the features there on top of what you were already getting as a toolbar. And to be able to now add in images, icons, span whatever you want so you can apply different classes. Maybe you got a class for like gradient text, you know, highlighted gradient text, and you've gone and built it out maybe in your version 4 somewhere. And now you got a class name. You just go and add the class name, or maybe it's in your site settings. You just go and add the class name. It's going to pull it back for you. And the same with a link where you now get the hover color for you. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share and follow. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.